Ladies and gentlemen, joining me on the line as he does every week, and really, because his wife is so nice, she's allowing us to record on a Thursday because my schedule sucks this week. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Reyes is on the line, and to your wife, I say thank you so much.
Well, I will certainly pass the message on to her. But really, it was just we didn't have anything going on, and you unfortunately had a bit of a scenario that opened up a window for us, and I get to entertain you.
Yeah, I'm waiting for pizza is the long and short of this. But anyways, we're here to talk about movies this week, and this is probably the biggest one of the year so far. Top Gun comes out this weekend. Top Gun 2 Electric Boogaloo or something similar, right?
Top Gun Maverick is the name. If you're looking for the official name that you should be looking for on the marquee, it's Top Gun Maverick.
Yes, Top Gun Maverick. Yes, that old ditty. All right, so this is a movie that's been in the works, like not just making it, but just like it had some pandemic stuff attached to it and that, right?
Yeah, I mean, this movie was shot, I want to say 2018, 2019. It was, I remember one of the last things that I attended before the world had shut down was a cocktail party in New York at Paramount's offices. They had a lot of the young pilots there. And we basically were shown one of the trailers with like theater shattering sound. And then we got to go and have drinks and appetizers, mingle with the cast. And it was like, yes, Top Gun, that's happening this summer. And then the world shut down. And then the movie was moved several times because it almost feels like this and Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning were both connected. So clearly, like, if one moved, the other kind of had to.
Yeah.
But, they settled on Memorial Day weekend. And here we are, Memorial Day weekend. Top Gun Maverick is a film that exists. It's in theaters. It's going to be in theaters, and I've seen it.
And how was it?
It is fantastic.
Oh, we're using the bleep button early.
Yeah. Oh, this is worth it. Because, okay, honestly, I was a little late to the game with Top Gun. I saw it for the first time, like, it might have been during the pandemic. I saw it for the first time.
Yeah.
And I liked it enough. I see why it was an 80s movie that people had as, like, a classic in their hearts. Top Gun Maverick takes that movie and makes it better. And it does so because basically the story is, Captain Pete Mitchell, known as Maverick, aviator extraordinaire, is a test pilot, and he hasn't let himself go past the rank of captain. He doesn't take promotions. He's still carrying around guilt from Goose's death back in '86. Ultimately, Maverick is going to Maverick, and he gets sent back to Top Gun because he gets sent back to Top Gun to teach some new naval aviators to take on one of the most dangerous missions ever.
Of course it is.
And what's really great about it is, yes, there is a lot of nostalgia that's in here. There's some flashbacks. There's some Easter eggs. There's stuff that's brought back. There's archival footage that comes up in certain things. But what makes Top Gun different from something like Coming to America, or Coming to Number 2 America, the sequel to Coming to America, is that it doesn't lean too heavily on the past as just, hey, well, this happened, like, remember Goose, remember Iceman, like, there's still plenty of room for Tom Cruise's Maverick he's very haunted by the past. There's still plenty of room for that to happen, while at the same time you see this new group of aviators, including the son of Goose, Lieutenant Bradley Bradshaw, call sign Rooster, played by Miles Teller. There's plenty of room to see them playing football on the beach and busting each other's chops because they want to be the best of the best.
Yeah.
And this is the epitome of no one has made a summer blockbuster like this in a long time. This is pure entertainment, but it's got enough heart in it. It reminds me of when I first saw Armageddon as a kid. Because when I saw that was like, wow, that was the epitome of a summer movie because it had just the right amount of, like I said, the right amount of emotion, the right amount of action, great soundtrack. It just had everything balanced. So it was this big, fun experience, but it's not dumb by any means. It actually thinks back to Top Gun and what Top Gun means.
That's cool. I've seen a lot of the reviews for it, the people that, the reviews that have kind of leaked out. Everybody seems to love it so far, and that it's a big movie.
And there will be tears. there will definitely be tears. Bring your tissues.
Yeah, okay. Top Gun Maverick out this weekend. Mike Reyes from Cinemablend.com is on the line with me right now. That's kind of the big movie. I guess Bob's Burgers is coming out this weekend.
Yeah, it is. The Bob's Burgers movie is the other big movie of this weekend. I'm glad you called that out.
I would rather go see Top Gun.
I know you would.
I have, what's the dude from Bob's Burgers name?
H. John Benjamin.
I have a story. We did an interview with him on the morning show one time, and I'm not going to blast the guy or whatever. Like, it could have just been a bad day, but it was not a good interview, and he was not overly friendly to us.
That's not blasting him at all.
I mean, it was of interviews I can remember that were kind of like pulling teeth. That one would be in there.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's your story.
Yeah, I know.
Bob's Burgers, the movie.
Well, that's the thing.
Bob's Burgers.
Like a lot of his stuff. Like excuse me. I liked him in that short he did for Star Trek. I like Archer. Bob's Burgers never did anything for me.
I'm sorry that you don't enjoy happiness. And I really hope that you find that again someday, because I'm the complete opposite. I think Bob's Burgers does everything for me because of the fact that the thing that I love about Bob's Burgers the most, and basically we'll just knock it out of the way. If you're a fan of Bob's Burgers, I'm hearing the Bob's Burgers movie is basically a feature-length episode. You don't need to be too deep into the series lore to enjoy it, but it helps. And I've just heard that it is musical excitement and fun. And that is another movie that sounds like a perfect just Memorial Day weekend title, especially because this is a burger shop. You're probably going to have burgers this weekend. You're probably going to grill burgers on Monday. So go see Bob's Burgers if you like Bob's Burgers and if you like burgers or if you like fun.
How are they comparing it to the Simpsons movie when that came out?
I haven't heard too much. I haven't heard too many comparisons about the Simpsons movie, but I think a lot. I know one friend of mine did compare the two, and she basically said, "Oh, it's just like an extended episode." And I think she liked Simpsons movie better. Okay. But then again, your mileage will vary. I mean, one of the reasons I like Bob's Burgers is it's not The Simpsons. It's not Family Guy. I still remember the episode where Simpsons and Family Guy crossed over.
Oh,
and
it was wonderful.
Like a Bob's Burgers party for like two jokes. And it's like, yeah, but one of you apparently stopped being fun after the 10th season, and the other one just really faded quickly after getting that goodwill back.
I love The Simpsons. I think The Simpsons movie is great.
Oh, I love The Simpsons movie. I think The Simpsons movie is one of those, it's another one of those examples of something that lives up to the show, but also lives up to the fact that we're a movie. We can do stuff that we can't do on TV.
Flipping people off scene. Sorry.
The thing I love about Bob's Burgers is it's a family that actually loves each other instead of, we're just going to continually, cut each other off at the quick and be like a pack of jackals with each other. It's a family that loves each other, but at the same time, they're like, you're weird. I'm going to make fun of you, but I still love you.
That's awesome. Mike Reyes from Cinemablend.com joining me to talk about this weekend's movies. Were there any other movies coming out this weekend?
Nothing. Those are basically the big ones. Like, I think even next week, we may have a slightly thin week before June 10th kind of starts to kick into gear.
Mike Reyes from Cinemablend.com joining me. All right, real quick for animated family shows. Have you ever watched Solar Opposites?
I have not.
Imagine Rick and Morty, but on like steroids.
Oh, that's basically what that's basically what I've heard. And considering it is the creator of Rick and Morty doing that, I'm not surprised at all.
Well, the main character, his voice is just Rick's voice. Like, same pacing, same everything. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. All right, as we jump over to the world of movie news, kind of the big story that came out. What?
One last thing that we'll probably end up talking about next week, since it doesn't happen until tomorrow. Stranger Things Season 4 starts.
Oh, does
Part 1.
Like, as in Saturday?
Have you seen how long the episodes are going to be for the second half?
No, I haven't. I've been concentrating on... like, we have a very, very small amount of time we get to watch anything at home because of the new baby and, work schedules and all that. So it's like, I will hammer out Strange New Worlds as soon as I can. Steph and I will watch. We like that Nathan Fillion show, The Rookie. As dumb as that sounds.
I need to catch up on that because I remember liking that too.
Well, it's just, after 5-6 seasons of Nathan Fillion being the most dangerous cop on the planet, it's like, what are you going to throw at him next?
Okay, I see. So you're complaining again. Got
No, I'm not complaining. Like, it's just funny. It's like, and then there's people like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. It's like he's been through every scenario imaginable in the world of a cop in a year and a half of his career.
Except a Big Bird attack.
But anyways, no, the other one, and if you're listening to this on Friday, which it'll come out, Obi-Wan comes out today.
Yes, it does, and we're actually gearing up to cover that hardcore, so I'll probably be keeping up with that on a regular basis.
All right, so there's that. So we'll get into that more next week, and like you said, we'll probably get into the Stranger Things thing. How long is the first episode? What am I getting into here?
I don't know how long I forget how long the first episode is, but the thing that concerns me is the last episode that will be airing. Like, they have 3 episodes that are in part of season 4 that are going to drop in July.
Okay.
The first two of those last 3 are like about an hour and a half. The season finale is close to 2.5 hours.
We've talked
about movies at this point, folks.
Yeah, I know. We've talked about it before. Netflix, I think their biggest downfall in their programming is they don't know where their exit is. So when they make shows, in a lot of their shows, it's either it's a little too long or a little too short. And this kind of worries me.
They either don't know when to cancel, or they cancel it so early that it never has any chance to really thrive.
Yeah, well, there's always like I remember it was like Jessica Jones and like Daredevil and stuff. There was always like a late season episode where it was like, you don't really need this episode. Like, it's just filler. And I don't know.
You can really say that.
What's that?
You probably say that with most TV shows. Like, there's at least one episode where it's like, this didn't have to be here.
Yeah, maybe. And by the way, I turned up my headphones so I can hear you a little bit better, so I don't keep stepping on you. So, but okay. So May 27th. Okay. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the 27th, and then the rest come out in July. So, okay. Well, all right. Mike Reyes from Cinemablend.com joining me on the line. Getting back to, the other movie news. Sadly, found out yesterday, or it would be yesterday. It's today when we're recording. Ray Liotta passes away at the age of 67.
Yeah, I mean, it's just such a. It was just such a surprise because we were just, the day was just going as it normally does.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I see on the work chat, the link just drops from Deadline. And it's like, Ray Liotta, Goodfellas star, dead at 67.
Yeah.
And apparently he was in the middle of shooting a movie called Dangerous Waters. I believe he was in the Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
And there's no cause of death pronounced at this time, but he had apparently passed in his sleep.
Yeah, it's one of those things. We'll have to wait a little bit before we speculate too much about what's going on. But, I mean, just, knowing some of the history of the guy, he's had fun in his time. So I don't know if that played a part into it or whatever. I don't want to say too much, but man, that sucks. Ray Liotta, you know him from a lot of things. Like, I think people my age especially, but there's a lot of people that don't realize the Grand Theft Auto stuff,
Yeah, Tommy. I mean, dude, okay. So looking through his resume, I was impressed with the man to begin with, because Ray Liotta is just one of those guys that it was nice to see him whenever he popped up. Obviously growing up, it was all about Goodfellas and Field of Dreams. Like, in the course of a little under a year, or a little over a year, he does Field of Dreams and Goodfellas.
Oh, wow.
And he started off on Another World, in the world of soap operas, but then he goes and makes movies like. He's in 2 different Muppet movies. He's a bad guy in a Hannibal Lecter movie. He was in Ridley Scott's Hannibal as nefarious FBI agent Paul Krundler, who has that wonderful, infamous dinner table scene that just, if you ever want one film that shows the full range of Ray Liotta, one of those movies would be Hannibal, because total hard ass for most of the movie. And then by the end of it, because of certain things that have happened to his brain, he is very slow and just out of it. And the man also had animated work. He was Moe's dad on The Simpsons. He was in B movie.
Yeah.
But as you had mentioned, he was Tommy Vercetti in Grand Theft Auto Vice City. And that's one of the things that I remember him from as well, because I hadn't seen Goodfellas yet in high school. I was still sort of branching out into movies and was still more in the classic phase, not modern just yet.
Yeah.
But I remembered him from Vice City because I loved that game to death, and it was so cool. It's like, what? They got Ray Liotta to do a voice for this game? And keep in mind, this was before, it became more popular throughout the early 2000s for video games and just video games in general to have people's voices. Like the Spider-Man video games had Bruce Campbell and Tobey Maguire, and to have Ray Liotta in the same game as Burt Reynolds and Dennis Hopper and William Fichtner. It was so wild.
Oh, I'm looking at his Wikipedia and, take it for what it is, but they have like his upcoming stuff that was supposed to be coming out,
Yeah, there was another movie he was supposed to be filming called The Substance that I don't think they got to start shooting his scenes yet.
Well, the one I was looking at, there's one called Cocaine Bear.
Yeah, Elizabeth Banks is making a movie about that's a true story. It's about the bear that ate a duffel bag of cocaine and went on like a rampage. I think it was back in the
80s. The other one, he's doing a thing with Charlie Day. It looks like it was supposed to be called El Tonto, but now it says Untitled Charlie Day Film.
Could probably do a mini episode on that movie because that movie it was supposed to happen a while ago. And then I was looking into like, why hasn't it happened? And like the most I could find was there was some sort of like possible controversy with his character. And then on top of that, I think COVID just kind of hit it, but it may just be filmed and they're still trying to figure out what to do with it, but that's in the can. The big projects that Ray Liotta did get to finish were Cocaine Bear and then a streaming series for Apple TV Plus called Blackbird.
Oh, that's cool.
But other than that, he left Dangerous Waters unfinished, unfortunately, and no word on what's going to happen with The Substance.
Boy, you go back to that Charlie Day thing, there's some big names in that. John Malkovich is in there, Kate Beckinsale, Jason Sudeikis. Sudeikis. I can't ever say his name right. Sudeikis. Randy Orton from the WWE.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. Adrian Brody's in that? What's he been up to?
A lot of under the radar stuff. In fact, he has like some movie on, I think it's on AMC Plus right now. Like there's a movie that he did recently that he like co-wrote it, did the music, he stars in it, he produces it, and that's like all over the ads.
Real quick, go back to him when he was in Predators. Did he seem out of place in that movie?
I didn't see Predators.
Really?
But let's close off the Ray Liotta stuff and then move into everything else.
Okay, all right. Well, this weekend, if you get a chance, watch Goodfellas or play some Grand Theft Auto, and I think that will pay homage to the man.
Yeah, I mean, again, just when he was great playing a hard ass, but when he got to be a goofball, it was a lot of fun to watch him just let loose and have fun. Oh, go watch him in Muppets Most Wanted or Muppets in Space.
Or Hoopy Halloween he was in.
Oh, yeah, he was in Hubie Halloween.
And he was such a dick in it. It was great. Oh, that's good stuff.
He knew where to hit.
To Ray Liotta, we wish you nothing but the best in the great beyond, sir. Thank you for everything. Mike Reyes from Cinemablend.com joining me on the line right now. As we do wrap up, just real quick hits with some stories. What was the other big one for you this week?
Well, actually, there's two big things. And one I'll go really quick with, but the other is a whole bunch of stuff that's breaking now.
Okay.
Earlier this week, the Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 trailer dropped. And the funny thing was, it only dropped online, from my understanding or from my guessing, because of the fact that it leaked over the weekend.
I heard that.
I was sitting down to watch a movie, and then, I'm just on my phone, I'm looking at what's going on Twitter, and then all of a sudden a whole bunch of people are talking about Mission Impossible 7. It's like, okay, why is this? And then I click on a certain tweet, and then the trailer starts playing. It's like, wait, this leaked? And then I couldn't find it, or I couldn't watch it because we were in the theater, and I can't hear it in there. I can't turn up my phone to hear it. This was before the movie started, mind you. Put your phone away. But basically, after the movie, I went to go back to where I found it. It was already pulled. So obviously, there was some internet searching. I ended up finding it. And then Monday morning, the official link dropped. And it's like, ooh, good. We can write about this officially. So
That's cool.
yeah, that's obviously going to be attached to Maverick this weekend. And I cannot wait to see this movie because it is possibly the beginning of the end for Tom Cruise's Ethan Hunt. And it looks fantastic. It looks just, I can't wait.
What was the other big story?
So a lot of big stories coming out of Star Wars Celebration because today, Thursday, at the time of recording, is the beginning of the, well, it's usually annual, but I think the past couple of years it may have been digital due to COVID. But this is this year's big celebration in Anaheim. We have boots on the ground over there. And basically, everything from, they showed the first trailer for the Willow TV series. They showed concept art for Indiana Jones 5. And they also made some announcements about Star Wars shows coming up and drop more trailers. So Star Wars fans, if you're looking to watch Andor, that starts on Disney Plus, I believe it was August 31st.
Okay.
And basically what Andor is it's a spinoff for Cassian Andor, Diego Luna's character from Rogue One. And it looks like it's going to be a 24-episode limited series where the first 12 episodes they take place over 5 years before Rogue One. And then the next 12, which I think is the next season, is going to be the next 4 years, and it ends right where Rogue One begins.
Okay. We've talked about it before, and I don't want to get too far into it. My biggest complaint about Star Wars, it's like, do a different time period. Like, do the future, do the past. There's a ton of lore out there. I want to see something other than what's going on right now.
Did you like The Mandalorian Season 2's finale?
The one with Luke?
Yeah.
We've talked about that. I liked it because I finally got to see Luke Skywalker.
And I don't want to fucking hear it.
But I mean, there is a ton of lore. I mean, they said, what's the line? The Jedi protected the galaxy for 1,000 generations. Show me generation 547.
And that's exactly what they're going to try to do. That's what they're doing with the books and comics right now. And they might start adapting that stuff. I know the Acolyte is something that's going to be hitting closer to that. And from what I understand, they may be drawing in parts of the old Legends canon and making them canon again. But Andor I like because this is something different. It's Andor's story of how he became a rebel.
Okay.
About how he grew into this role. And it doesn't have to deal with the Skywalkers.
Yeah,
At least not yet. I really hope it doesn't.
Hold on a second. We've had this conversation, and I will give you... Did I like the Luke showing up at the end of The Mandalorian? Yes, because of getting to see him in like just full Jedi glory, right? Did I like him in
Revenge of the Jedi doesn't count.
I thought his fight stuff was better in that one just because of technology and stuff.
Yeah.
But here's what I will give you. Did I need him in Boba Fett? No, I didn't. I didn't like that. I do like the joke that only a Sith deals in absolutes when he's giving Grogu the choice between the armor and the lightsaber. But besides that, I mean, I don't need the Skywalker. Did I like that him in Mandalorian? Yes. Do I need more from that era, that like 30 years? No. That's what I want. I just want him to go outside of that little time segment.
Andor looks amazing. It starts on Disney Plus August 31st, folks.
You wouldn't be excited to see something that happened 1,000 years before the Skywalker saga?
I would be excited about that. I would, but they don't seem to be interested. Well, I don't remember if they're even interested in doing that because Star Wars is in such disarray right now that TV is the only thing that's working. Or the only thing that they're working on. Let's not forget, Taika Waititi is supposed to be doing something new and original. Rian Johnson's supposed to have a whole trilogy that's unconnected to the Skywalkers. Who knows what's going on with Rogue Squadron right now because that is apparently on some sort of hold, but they haven't moved the release date. TV right now is the only thing that's going, and out of what I'm seeing with TV, Andor and maybe Obi-Wan are the two things I'm most excited about. And Obi-Wan is even like, okay, I get it's in the same time period, but this is a lot of Obi-Wan stuff we never caught up with. The Inquisitor stuff looks cool.
Yeah.
Like, I'm willing to give that a shot.
I'm willing.
And/or I'm just baked into it because I love Rogue One and it's one of the best Star Wars movies ever.
I will tell you this. I don't need any more Mandalorians or people in armor.
And Lucasfilm is probably creating 50 more for you right now.
Oh, Boba
Enjoy
Fett.
your nostalgia, nerd.
I was not a fan of Boba Fett.
I still need to watch it.
Like, I'm not going to sit here and say it was awful, but I'll tell you the 2 best episodes of Boba Fett didn't have Boba Fett in there.
I was waiting for that. That's what everybody says.
Mike Reyes from Cinemablend.com joining me on the line right now. I'll put up the trailers along with this. I haven't watched the Willow stuff or the Andor trailer yet. I'm sure they're going to be awesome, and I'm sure they're going to be, a point to nerd out a little bit. But as we wrap up.
One last thing I want to
Yep.
go on as we wrap up.
I was going to say, as we wrap up, what's your final story this week?
So apparently, this is coming from, I think there's some sort of red carpet event going on right now at Celebration. But someone had asked Kathleen Kennedy, the head of Lucasfilm, what's going on with the Lando series, because as everybody knows, one of the big series that they were pushing and pitching was Donald Glover's Lando Calrissian getting his own Disney Plus series.
Yeah.
So apparently the quote that we got from her was, "You need to ask Donald. He's the one that holds all the cards here, but there's no movement. I will say that honestly, but it's not for lack of trying. It's just that he's a very busy guy. He's got another series and I think one other thing, and then he'll come our way. So patiently waiting." This disappoints me because I really want that Lando series.
We talked about Solo last week.
Yeah, we did, and I know you were wrong and everything, but I'm willing to give you another shot to be right.
No, I don't want you to take this wrong, okay? Because it's the same.
Oh, I'm going to take it wrong.
I know you are. That's the thing about this.
I'm going to take it wrong all the way, Charlie.
It's not that I think he did a bad job in that movie, okay? I thought of a lot of the characters, I thought he was great. I could see him as a young Lando Calrissian. I could see it, okay?
But
I don't care. That there's a certain level of, like the Andor stuff you just described, I'm like, okay, that might be kind of cool. Like the Lando stuff, besides him being a great actor and all that, that's awesome. That was a high point of that movie. I just don't care about the story about Lando Calrissian.
I know, I'm sorry. They're not giving you enough laser sword dynasties. I get it. Criminals have no place in the Star Wars world. Who even likes
not
the
saying,
criminal in the Star Wars? Name one memorable criminal in the Star Wars world.
I don't need any more Han Solo either, to be honest with you. God dang it, I missed the trash can.
That's what happens when you disparage Solo, a Star Wars story.
I guess. I don't know about that. I'm sorry. The Solo movie, to continue this a second week in a row, did nothing for me.
3 best movies to come out of Star Wars in a long time: Rogue One, Solo, a Star Wars story, and Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Thank you. Good night.
I'll give you Rogue One. Rogue One was great.
Especially towards the end. Like, that third act really kicks ass.
I really, really, really enjoyed that movie. I feel like they took some random sci-fi story and shoehorned it into the Star Wars world. It just so we could see the Millennium Falcon, do its thing. And, oh, young Han Solo, great. Oh, he met Chewie. Wonderful. There's that scoundrel Lando Calrissian. Okay.
Never mind, we get to see Han fighting for the Empire because he just kind of randomly enlists, and, some really cool war sequences and a great train heist and interesting characters that tie into that. No, we don't need that. Just give me the laser sword.
Yeah,
Thank you.
That'd be awesome if you could give me more.
Laser swords, sister kissing, and little green things that can move stuff with their mind.
Now you're talking.
Please.
Give me that Luke and Leia scene we've all been waiting
I'm
for.
so glad that your idea of Star Wars belongs on the panel van in the 80s.
Oh. That's wonderful. Mike Reyes from Cinemablend.com joining me on the line to talk about movies.
I love you.
I know, but that was very funny. That was our exit. All right, Mike, you have yourself a great weekend, okay? We're not going to Netflix this.
You too.